In this video, we will discuss about role-based authorization with JWT. In the earlier video, we saw about the JWT authentication, where the user is getting logged with his username, email and password. So now with the extension of the previous one or the previous code, I am building here. Actually, UI, I'm the UI with 3 profiles. Three roles. One is like admin, and also one is like user, and one is like manager. So in this extended application or in this video, we will see about the how once the admin logins, he will see some different tabs. Okay, he will see some different tabs, and he will see the manager tab, he will see the user tab. This is a user tab, means now his profile, whatever the profile is there, this template itself, it only comes for the user. The credentials will be changed once we logged in with the user. Admin panel, once we come here, we will see all the information of the 3 users and what are their roles. And manager panel, he want to he's displaying some sales report and also some kind of performance. Only these things he can able to see. So but the admin person who logs in, he can able to see all the 3. So if I am logging in back as an manager, I could able to see my manager view. If I am logging in back with the user, I can able to see my user based route. So whatever things I have discussed here, so in the UI, for them I am going to first build the backend. First I will complete the backend. Even I will restructure the SQL query. In the last video we saw about the SQL query. We are going to extend one more column, that is the row. Then we are going for the APIs. So if it is an admin API, what to show? If it is an user API, what to show? If it is an manager API, what to show? Here user API means profile API only. Whatever we discussed in the last video, profile API, the same API comes here. So this register and all, that will remain same. This whatever the register and all, that will remain same. Here the 3 blocks remain same, but this role is again we can able to provide the whatever admin or manager or user based on our input. Based on our input, the particular person is a manager or admin or user. It will be decided. Okay. So this is the case here. This is first authentication, JWT authentication visa. Authorization is like based on the role, but the person is like manager, admin or user, and based on his role, he can able to see the view. I am not only covering this JWT authorization, I am also covering here actually ReduxToolKit. So whatever, once we logged in, right? So once we log in, so we will see here this API. So this API, generally we are going to call in the previous video, I called it via Axios. So I have made it like to be like Redux toolkit. From the Redux toolkit, I am managing to call this API and I am storing the information in the Redux. So once the particular user is calling this API, admin, not particular user, only admin user calling this API. So in the Redux part, if we can go and see, we could able to find the states. The states we can able to find the values. Here we get the data. So all this data is all this state here. Here the state is like admin, and it is having some users. It is having some entries. Okay. So main is like admin. Under the admin umbrella, we have this. So we will create the first slice and the saga, and through the saga we are going to call the API, and we are storing the data in the store. So all this information I am going to share in this video. Yeah, this is very important thing. I mean, project or code, or it is very useful while you are attending some interviews. Okay, let us jump in. So, in the earlier program or in the earlier video, I have discussed about the server.js. So whatever this server.js we have, which is having the connection and routes and also controller logic or business logic, everything I am going to put it into a separate folders, like controller in one place, and also routes in one place, middleware like authentication in one file, one folder. Okay, one folder, and then in a separate file. So likewise, I am going to separate or segregate this information or this program into different parts, so that we are near to the some kind of real kind of real time kind of application. So in real time also, we will see like we will see like all the folders are separately executed, like routes are in a different place, and also controllers in a different place, and also like register APIs in different place. So like this. Okay, so we are going to have all of this in a different places. So now we are going to make this whatever this server.js or whatever we have. So I am going to separate it. Okay, so just whatever I have here, I am going to first comment. So this is my new code, okay? New code where I have like express and cars. So I have the express where the middleware region I am going to have only this cars enabled, and also express.json, which is like which is used to transfer the data, JSON data, and also like between the applications, and also like we have import routes, and also user route. The import route where I am going to have auth route, and also authorization route, and also user route. So both routes I am about to create. So once the user comes and he's going for the authorization routes, in authorization routes I am going to give the JWT authentication login one, and also one more I am going to give there is like registration. In secondly, it's for the user route. There I am going to pass three routes. They are like admin route, and also manager route, and also user route. So all these three again I am going to pass there. So all this information I am going to give. So once the user comes and he's hitting this 5000, it is going to take this path, which is like /API/auth, where I am going to have this routes, right? So where if they are success, we are going to have these routes. One is like auth route, one more is like user route. We are about to create the user route here. So let me just to save this information. As we discussed, I have actually I have already created some folders like config folder, and also controller, middleware, and also routes folder. In config folder, I have given db.js. In the db.js, whatever I have, we renamed here db.js. I'm having the PostGres connection where I am having user, post name, DB name, password, and also port. So I am connecting this to the pool. This pool is belong to the PG module. So next I am going to I have created the routes. One is like auth route. In the auth route, I am going to have authorization route. I am going to have two routes. One is like register. One more is like login. Here the router mentions the express router and also the methods. If I am using these routes, then what will happen? This particular route method will be triggered. So this register and also login methods, the both are there from the controllers. Right? So next we will also see about the user routes. In the user routes, I am going to pass first. I have to take the yeah. So in the user routes, I want to take first of all the express, and then I want to take the express router. So with the router, I am going to have the some get calls like profile, admin, and manager. So if it is a profile and he's not having I mean only the I mean user uh, authorization. So if there is nothing is checked, then it is like a user authorization. So in that case, we are going to call the profile. If it is like admin, we can able to access the admin route. So this route is going to give us the data. So where we are going to have, I mean, all the information about the users can be coming via this route, API route. So next we are going to have this manager route. In the manager route also we are going to have like verify token, check role, which is nothing but admin and manager we are passing. Finally, this last one. Finally, this last one is having manager, admin access, and get profile. All of these are like controllers. So only this verify token and check role are the middleware, where the verify token it is checking the token, and check role where it is like having whether if it is an admin route will be called. If it is a manager, so both the admin and manager have the access for the manager. Okay. So if we log in, we can able to see the manager route also. So by default, everybody, not everybody, like user manager will also admin also will have the user access. Okay. So that's how this is designed. So whatever these functions, get profile, admin access, and also manager access, they are the part of the controllers. So first of all, I am going to create the auth middleware. So here I am going to create the functions. One is for the verify and one more is for the check role. So initially I want to get the environment. One is like JSON web token and also JWT secret. So whatever in the previous video, whatever we have discussed verify token, the same thing I am passing. Here we don't have the split directly authorization. So once the user comes and he is logging in based on his authorization, we are logging him in. Okay. So if he's not there, if it is not verified, like then he will be logging out. Your access will be denied. Okay. So that verification token is like mandatory, and also role based access. We are going to write one more function for that. That is an arrow function where I am going to have here this one is like check role and required roles, which is an parameter, and also request and also request response next. So if the person is not a user and also his role can be like an user role, or it can be like an, so it can be a user role, or it can be admin, or it can be manager. So if it is not there means if it is not among any of this, then we are going to we are not giving him the access. Okay, so whatever the user role is given, we will get here 3, right? We will get here 3. Like one is like by default it is like user welcome, one more is admin, and one more is like admin and manager. So all the they will come and sit in this required roles, and it will check if the person is already available. So whatever from the request we are passing, right? That in the request it is there means it is it will allow, otherwise it won't allow, right? So next, after this I am going to export it. Exporting what? Exporting the verified token and check role. So after here this middleware setup is done. Middleware setup, we are doing only authorization, and also we are checking the role allowed. So whatever this is captured, I mean it is captured here in the user routes. Okay. So once the person comes to the local host, he is going for this manager route, and that will be going for this manager access in the controller. That is the next I will teach, and but we will be definitely passing through this 2 params. One is verify, 2 functions. One is verify token, and one more is check role. So if you see now, if I am enabling this, we can able to see the this kind of light, yellow light. So means they are like calling properly. So up to here, this is fine. This is good. So let us go ahead with the controllers. First we will go for the authorization controller. In the authorization controller, we are going to one is like register, and one more is like login. So initially, as you are aware, we are going to take the bcrypt and JWT pool and also .env. And also the very next one is like JWT secret, where we are. So next we are going to take the register. The register whatever is there. These all everything I discussed this in the server.js, where again also I can refresh, no problem. But here I have already taken this register, right? The same thing. Okay? People who want to refer, they can refer my previous video. So here I am going to give here the register function. So in this registered function, we are going to have username, email, password, and role. By default, as I told, by default the role will be the user, and also whatever password he is entering, that will be encrypted with bcrypt hash module, and later it is whatever the hashed password, it will be inserted via this pool query, which is nothing but our Postgres configuration method, right? So from here again, we could see that here, right? Cool. So the next one is like after inserting, the user will be successfully registered with the hash password. So it won't store in the DB with as it is, it will be stored in the DB with a hashed format. That's how we have to store in the DB. If somebody asks in interview, like how you will store the DB password in the DB, means if you say directly I am going to store, then he will come to know that you didn't work at all. Right? So next way I am going here for the login. The login also I am going to have function, the same function that I have the server also. Server.js, same validation where we are getting email and password. Same things. I'm going to have here. So first is like email and password will be sent with the request body, and also here pool.query where I am going to get the email. If the we will get the object which is having the email ID, email and also username and also email ID that related to that. Whatever the email is passed, the hash the whatever comes from the front end or the postman, that will be as it is. Suppose if it is admin, we will see here as admin. Where it will be hashed, it will be hashed here in the bcrypt.compare. And this will be from the DB, which is already like an encrypted format. So if it will check like whether it is a valid password or not. If it is a valid password, then it will go through and it will create that token, and that token will be passed to the UI or as a response in the Postman. So this is how the Auth controller will work. I think I forgot to say one thing here, that is like register. Register will have the role also. So role also will be stored in the DB. So that is the case where again we want to export, right? So, yeah. If somebody says like with the JWT, how many hours it will be there? That token means it is like 1 hour where it is there in the expire scene. Okay. So this is how we can compare and generate the response. So next we are going for the next one. So we are going for the next one, that is like user controller. In the user controller, what is our target? We have to create the 3 APIs. One is for the admin, manager, and also one more is for the user. Right? So where we are first going to have the pool connection, where we are going to first get the pool skill, sorry, PostGres configuration, and the get profile. We will see the we'll get the get profile function. The get profile function, we will get the entries of the user. We'll get the entries of the user. So if we see, like, if we go for the Postman, and if I click on this profile, I think I have to just show you here. Second. So it is like little some. I will just complete this and I will show you. So here I am going to have the get profile, where I am going to have I am going to get the ID, username, and also email role for the particular ID. This request dot user ID is going to be is going to get the exact user ID. So okay. So the very next one is like, here we are going to, there is some error, or if there is like if, or no rows are found from the pool.query, then we are going to make like user is not found, and we are going to just store that user.rows where this is not there. Okay, where we are going to get, I mean, all the row at a time, and we are going to send it as a response. So we will see all of this, the Postman testing, and after the other. So one more is like otherwise show you. Okay, one more is like admin access. In the admin access also, we should we are going to call the table, and we are going to get all the rows of the table. So here only in the get profile, we are going to get only details of the particular person who logged in. Okay. So where with the pull that query, we are going to get the entry, and we are going to send that as a JSON. But coming for this admin access, we are going to get all the users, and we are going to send that as a response. Pull.query is the way we are going to get the all users, and if I mean from the users, user.rows, which is again these rows belong to the method of the pool. So that's why I'm calling within the rows we will get all the data. So that data will be sent to the response. So that's how up to here it will happen. So the very next one is like manager access. Manager access also almost same. Here means the structure is the same, but response is like different. So here I am creating my own JSON, which is like ID, title, and date. So I am going to pass for the person who accesses this manager route or API. He can able to get all this JSON in his front end. Okay. This I don't want to complex it. I just made it a small JSON. So that's how this is there. So now, so all are ready. Almost like we are ready with the DB, we are ready with the auth controller, we are ready with the user controller, and we are ready with the middleware, auth middleware, and where we are verifying the token, and also we are checking the role. So where where is the exact triggering point? The triggering point is at the user route and also auth route. For this also, where is the triggering point? Server.js, where we have at the bottom auth routes. So this is the point where we are triggering, right? So from there it will go to the auth routes, and it will go for this register. This register is there with the controller, and then the controller for this, for this register will send all this data as a response. So that's how the every API will work. Here every API means register and login and user manager and admin. So the very next one is like everything is covered. So let me run this before initialization. I think the server.js, there is some issue. Okay. We don't need this code at all because all of them I have already here. So we are coming here. Again it came. Yes. Okay, I think I have to enable this. So let me enable. I hope nothing is disabled. All are enabled. And user controller and also auth controller. Everything is enabled. So let me go ahead and run this. So now the server is running properly. Up to here it is fine. So now I am going for the register API and I am about to test. So if I am testing this with the different, first I will test with the admin. So initially I am not having anything in the DB. You have to remember that everything whatever we are executing, that will be persistently stored in the DB. So here I am going to have this first admin and API slash auth slash register, right? So this is the one that was there in the here, right? So if you see in the routes, auth routes, not auth routes, the server.js, we have this auth API. Okay. So in the auth again we have auth routes. I mean register. So in the auth routes again it will go for here. It will go for the register in the auth controller. It is nothing but here. Okay. So auth route is nothing but here, and we go to the controller here. Okay. So likewise it will flow on. So once I am doing this admin will be registered successfully. I think yeah, admin is successfully registered. So let me comment this one. So the very next one is like user. User also I am enabling, and once the user also I am just disabling. Okay, disable this user also. So the very next one is like here we have manager. In manager also I am going to enable this manager. Just change the password. So what will happen? All the three are created. So if you ask me how it is stored, the password as I told, it will be in the encrypted, right? So it will be stored in the encrypted format. The roles of them also created, when they are created also stored. So all the three are stored with the register. So once we log in, for example, if I log in with the admin, okay, if I log in with the admin, what will happen? The token will be generated. So let us see the token. I think I have done some mistake. So the token will be generated. This is the JWT token. So where this is for the authentication, JWT authentication, where we are going to get this token, and this token we are going to pass. Suppose if you want to access the admin profile, admin row. Suppose this is the admin row. For this admin row, I have to create in the headers authorization. In the authorization, I want to give here bearer. So guys, we have actually logged in with an admin. So let us go for here. I am preparing again. I am running it again. So let us run here with the admin credentials again. I just want to prepare one more object which is having the admin. So once we created this, so we are going to take this token, whatever the JWT generated token. So this token is from that JWT verified where we saw in the code while we are logging in, right? The same function is returning this token. So now the thing is we have to copy this token, go back to your admin access in the authorization, just paste it and just send it. Okay, so where you will get this admin username and password, everything even. Okay, so I am not passing anything like params, authorization, anything. I just went to the headers. This is not a post call, so we are not going to give any body. So we have only headers. In the headers we are going to pass the authorization and the key. So if you ask me where this authorization is happening, this authorization obviously it is happening in the API side, that slash. Okay, so if you see here, so this is the place where the token is getting verified. For the headers we are passing the authorization, and we are expecting the token from the JWT verify, then that will be sent actually. So yeah, that will be verified, and the main thing is like with the slash login, from there it will be sent to the user. Okay, so there where we will have here this auth controller. In the auth controller we are going to pass, once it is verified, we are going to get is it a valid password or not, checking, and also we are sending that token. Okay, JWT decide where it will compare, where it will create that and check, and finally it will send the token. Okay, so this is what actually happening. Okay, so only verification is happening at the verify token level. Okay, so now, so let me run it again because I have here. Okay, so again, I am going for one more login. Let me go for the manager login. In the manager login also, it is like same. So where we have the same, where we have this token is getting generated. That token we are going to pass to the manager access. So here we are going to pass in the authorization alone. I am not giving anything in params authorization. I am giving only in the headers. So sometimes people think like this params authorization, somebody is giving something. No, I am passing in the headers. Okay. So and next one, we have got the output. Okay, so the same output we can see in the manager controller also. Okay, so manager access, I think. Okay, so next is like again I am commenting this also. So let me comment this. So here we have the user have info, whatever. So this is the user again. Again, I am going to hit this. So whatever is there, every time we have to save. Okay, otherwise we'll find here this red marks. Okay, at the top, this one. Okay, so let's save this. So that red mark will go away. So now the user, we are calling this user token, and just take this token. We're getting that user token, and for the profile we are going to pass this. So let us think for the profile I am passing. Okay, I think it's not for the manager. Sorry. So it's for this here. It's like authorization where we have. So this is how we can able to test the whatever created APIs with the Postman. Okay, so that's all about. So next, so up to here API is done. API side, whatever the details, and also we have created the 5 routes, and with the authorization we are with the authorizer token we are passing, and we are going for the profiles. Profiles means admin profile and manager and also user profile, and we are also created the register and also login part also we have done. So So considering this, we are building the UI screens. I am just to check my previous video. So in the previous video, I have already done the UI side things. So but basic setup and all you can check there. I am just going in a way like I have with whatever the setup I have. So you can check that previous video if you want the basic setup. Else you can just follow whatever I am going to show here, right? So this API part is done. It's completed. So let us go for this UI. In the UI, with I have created earlier with the create React app, and I have got this SRC and the sample project. In this sample project, I got here this login, app.js. So in this app.js, I am going to, bring all the environment. So let us first to call this all imports. In the imports, I am going to prepare the routes as a such like as like lazy loading. So earlier I have implemented the actually routes with a normal router basis, but now I am going to implement via lazy loading with the React router DOM. In the React router DOM, I have taken here use location, link, routes, and also router, and also in the from the React, I have taken lazy and suspense. That is, these two are for the lazy loading purpose. And one more thing is like I am going to talk here about the material UI app bar and also toolbar typography box circular progress. I am going to call all this from the material UI. Okay, so we require totally 5 components. What are the 5 components? One is register, login, profile, admin, and manager panel. So if we see, like we have here a lazy loading components. So this lazy loading components, whatever we have. So one is register, login, profile, admin profile, manager panel. So next I am going to prepare the default app, that is like this. Okay, in the default app, whatever we have, I am going to create the router. Okay, I'm going to create the router as such like this. So in the router, I am going to apply the suspense on top of the routes. Earlier, the suspense was not there. Okay, so this will make implementing the lazy loading here. In the routes, I am going to have the each route. For example, if I am going for the slash register component will be loaded, slash login component will be loaded. Okay, login element will be loaded. So now for the profile, if I go for profile, there is a restriction, right? So only the people who are allowed with the user and also admin, they can able to check this profile part. Others can't able to, means manager is not having access to the profile route. You have to understand one thing, whatever the routes created in the front end is different from the back end. Backend in the different in the sense they are the express routes. Here we are talking about the React router DOM routes. They will be mapped based on their suffixes. Okay, but that functionality, whatever the backend functionality is there, those APIs are there. We are going to call them via the API calls from the front end once these components are loaded. Once the components are loaded only, we are going to call the APIs and we are going to get them. Here coming for the profile, here we have one kind of protected route. I am going to prepare this one. So that is going to have two properties. One is like element and one more is like allowed roles. So if the user is logged in, whatever his role is there, whether it is an user admin or admin, he can only able to access this profile, and that will be sent to the that will be attached to this route. And here, if it is an admin, only the person who can able to access is admin. And also, if it is a manager, only the person who can able to access is admin and manager. So these are the things here. So here we have to prepare two things. One is like navbar, one more is like protected route. We have to create these two components, these two functional components. So first I will go for the navbar. So this is like little long. Okay. So in the navbar, again, I will show you like this. Okay. Don't worry. So here we have this toolbar. In the toolbar, I have this header. Okay, where in the left side in the initial program I showed you this JWT authentication and authorization. So if the person is not a user, what does this mean? This user, when once I am calling the API and also getting the user in the use effect. So if the person is not available, or if it is an undefined, in that case I am going to show this only register and login. If it is a valid user, we are going to get into this block. This is like a conditional rendering in React. So here we are going to have user.role. What is the user.role? This will mention the user profile where we have got the information about the role. So if you see my profile, where we can able to find the role here, right? The same thing will be called. Okay, so this will be matches. This will match here. If this role is that whatever I showed you in the Postman, that API key. So this manager and admin, if he is a person is a manager or admin, or if he is like having only admin access, or if he is not a manager. So if he is not a manager, for him we are going to link his component to the profile/profile. If he is not a manager, only admin and user can able to access the user profile. This profile route. So user dot role is triple equal to admin. Here it is like, suppose if I am having the role as an admin, what does it mean? I am going to go for the once the button. So I am going to go for the //admin route. If the person is again the admin or manager, he can able to access /manager. Okay. So only admin and manager can able to see the manager view. Okay. So, and if he logs out, okay, if he logs out, I am going to have here like one more, that is like, suppose if he logs out, I am going to remove the token from the local storage and I am navigating to the //login. So where this is located, so this is located above this return. So whatever this app bar is there, above this only it is there. Okay. So yeah. So this is all inside the navbar alone. So in the navbar, what are the things are there? We are going to show the title and register login. If he is not a valid user, means, and if he is a valid user and having roles, we are going to show them his routes according to his role, right? That's what we discussed. Yeah, that's a small introduction here. Here, what is the how you will get this? One more thing here, one block I want to explain. That is like use effect block. In the use effect block, I am going to here a try catch. So suppose if he is an already logged in person, then what will happen? He will get the data he will get the token in the local storage. If the token is not there, means we are going to reject his login. If the token is available, okay, if the token is available, then he will come down and access this profile. So once he is accessing this profile, then what will happen? He will get actually he will get the role here, right? He will get the role here. So once he is getting the role, and also once he is getting the data, first of all he will get the data here. So we are using a role for the below these blocks, but we are not our initial point is we have to get his entry, and we have to store his store the data in the users. Okay, so suppose if he is not a valid person, we are going to we are going if the person is like, or if this API is failed or something, then what will happen? So we are going to navigate him back to the /login. Here, whatever navigate is there, this is part of the React router DOM. So how can it will remember this /login means it should go to the component. If it is if since this navigate is part of the React router DOM, use navigate. Okay. So this use navigate by default, this React router DOM it will make it to remember whatever routes is declared in the app.js under the routes. Okay, so here if any place, anywhere, any in this application under this SRC, if you are saying navigate /login or navigate navigate / some other profile page or something, it will come to this React router DOM, and it will check the protected route or not, and it will navigate to the if it is not, there is no condition here it will go like directly to the register or login. If there is some conditions, it will go and check the allowed user, and it will give the particular component for this element. Okay, so this is what happening in the navbar, right? So navbar is completed, app is completed. Okay, now we are going to check the one more, that is like protected route function. I told you that we have to create two components. One is for the navbar, one is for the protected route. So navbar I have already explained how it is coming with the title and also the role based tab views. But coming for the protected route, here we are going to pass two properties. One is for the element and one more is for the roles. So these two properties, whatever we are passing to the function, that function will read these roles, whether it is user or admin or manager. Based on that, it will return this admin or manager or profile to this element. Then the particular component on the route will be loaded, right? So let me go ahead and work on this. So first coming to here, we are going to have this protected route, which it is having, as I said, it is having two things. One is element and one more is like allowed roles. So here we have one is like constant user, set user, and also use state. I have just declared one variable use navigate, which will navigate between the pages. And also here in the use effect, I'm going to have fetch profile. So if the user is a null, means the user is not yet come to the picture, and that when it won't come to the picture, it won't come to the picture if we are not calling the API. If we are not calling the API, then what will happen? The user scope or the user can't or the user we are not going to set. Then at that, it's like 1 or 2 seconds. At that point of time, this circular progress will be in picture, right? I will talk with this. Written. So let me complete this. Use effect. In the use effect, I have this fetch profile. In the fetch profile, whatever the token is there, whatever the token is there, that particular token, whatever we got in our local storage, we are getting that token and we are passing that token to the this fetch call. Okay, so here we have to pass this authorization. So I think bearer is not required. Directly token we can able to pass. So we will see. Okay, no problem. So then we are going, if this is okay, means this response is okay, then we are going to get this rest.json and we are going to get into the data and we are going to set the user. Now the user will have now the user variable, whatever we have, that will be having what? That will be having this information, right? So now again, okay, again whatever here again here we are going to have this if it is failed, if we are going to remove the token and we are going to navigate to the login. Okay, so it will be logged back to the it will be navigating back to the login. If it is navigating back to the login, then what will happen? It will come here and it will load this element, right? I hope we are clear. So this is about the use effect. And then coming to the last, this is returned. So here allowed roles. Allowed roles means what? Here in this protected route, there are two params. Whatever we are passing here, the allowed roles, okay, that will go and sit where? That will go and sit in the allowed roles, which is an array, right? Which is which is a array. So if that array, in that array, admin or manager or user, that is not having, that is not included with the current role here, means this will be a string. For example, it is a user. Here we are having user and admin. So then if it is not included, then it will be navigating back to the login. No, if it is included, in that case, it will go for the it will return the element. Here what is the element? Whatever we are passing from the whatever we are passing from this prop, whatever prop we are passing for this element, that will be like going to the that will be going here and it will be returning back. So finally, what it will return? It will return only one single element, whether it is a profile or whether it is a manager or whether it is a admin panel. Finally, so whatever this protected route function is there, that will return only the one element based on the allowed routes, and it will give that this entire into one single one as it one single element. So it will be like this if you are asking me. And go back here. So that will be like this. Finally, after the check, right? After the check, it will be like this. Like for example, if it is a manager profile, it will be like this. Then what will happen? It will load the manager profile, right? So it will become like this after the calling. Okay. So that's how it will navigate. So that's how it will navigate between profile, admin and manager. So I hope we are clear. So what and all we discussed? We discussed about the lazy loading and navbar and protected route and also app. In the app, we are what we have these routes, and each route is having one more. Each route is having a path and element. So this is also an interview question. They will ask how do you create a route. So what are from where from if you are a fresher, they will ask if you are experienced also how you will handle the routing system. Right under the routes we will have one single route. Each route is having what are the params inside the route, path and element. Right. So path and element are the mandatory props for the route. So where this route came? This route came from the React router DOM. Okay, so what once ever we are giving this suspense, then we are loading the lazy loading components, all of this. Okay, so where whatever this register and login and profile and admin and manager. But you have to think about this, whatever this register, login, profile, admin panel, and manager panel, they should be available as a elements in your SRC. I am telling again, this register, login, profile, admin panel, and also manager panel, they should be available as a one of the file or component in the SRC. For example, you should have this login, you should have this profile. So everything should be available. Once there is a component loaded, that trigger will come to the login, and it will whatever there here it will display, right? So that's how it will load. So guys, we will now see about this register and also login. Okay, and also the user profiles like admin and also manager and also profile components. So first, let us go for the register part. So let us go for the register part. So in the register, first, what I want to do, I am taking the imports. One is for the material UI and one more is for the React router DOM and Axios and also useState and also React. Okay, so in the with the Axios, I am going to call the API here. So next is like I am going to call declare this register. In the register, I am just giving the user, like the user is having like email and password and role. Okay, and also we are going to declare the message loading and navigate. It is general declarations. So after that, I am going for the return. In the return, I am going to mention, since it is register, what and all should be there. There should be username, email, and password and role. Total 4 should be there, right? So I am going to take here all the 4. One is like username, email, and password. So these are all the material, UI based components. And suppose if this is like getting submitted, we are going to trigger this handle register. So and for the role I am giving a drop down, a select box, which is having which is like going to get the role. And what are the options I am giving here is I am giving in the menu item as admin, manager, and also user. Here what it will happen, suppose if the person is clicking on the value and he's choosing one of this option, the value will be reflecting to the user's value, that is like here here in this value. Okay, so I will just show you that we have to write an handle change function. So with the handle change function only, that that particular value will be reflected. So the name, whatever we are going to talk, that name, whatever we are having here, that name should be equal to here, this name, right? Then only I mean this username, then only we are going to pass the I mean exact role name, and also email, and also password. Here also we have role I mean name as role, right? So all this will be all the values will be I mean mapped to here based on the keys. So for that, what we want to do, we want to write a handle change function. We want to write a handle change function which is used to get all the data whenever user changing the data in the front end. So in the front end, I mean once the user is giving any data, so if he is giving some username, so that name is like it will take this key, this one, and it will take the value of this I mean of this. Even we have to declare like in the on change is handle change, and the value of this will be reflecting to the event dot target dot value, which is nothing but whatever we are entering in the text field. So likewise, what we are doing, we are going to I mean enter the details of the username, email, password, and also role, right? So very next one I am going to take here, that is I mean form submit. In the form submit, I am going to write here handle register. In the handle register, I am going to call the API which is going to post all the data to where, to the DB. So here I am going to take this API dot post, I mean API dot auth slash register axios dot post, and actually API auth slash register, where I am passing the payload. That payload should contain username, email, password, and also role. So once all this data, from where you will get, you will get it from the yeah, here I mean whatever data you are entering. So that data is going to be reflected in the set user, and that set user, whatever we have. So here, whatever the variable we have, the user will have all the entries of username, email, password, and role, right? So now that particular payload I am going to pass to where? I am going to pass to the register. So if it is like success, if it is success after 2 seconds, I am navigating to the login. Means once ever the person is registered, we are taking him to the login page. In login page, we are going to enter the username or email and password that we will see in the login page component. So for now, this is a register component, right? So the very next one is like, so if there is error, I am going to capture. If not, so if not, it will come to here, right? Yes. So event dot prevent default. This is like we are going to capture the events, and set loading, set message, right? All the things we are going to give, we have to give this setting. So that's all about this register module. So I think I have given everything fine, right? So next I am going to go for the next one is like login. So I told once the user is like giving the I mean entering the details, it will go to the login. So in the just while I am explaining the app also, I have mentioned once you are giving the navigate, it will detect this in the routes, and from there it will check this particular path, and what it will happen, it will load the element, right? That respective element of the path, right? So that's what that's what will happen. So let us jump into the login now. This login is also one of the important, okay? So how we are handling here, okay? So here also I am taking Axios and use navigate and also material components, right? So then also I am going for the login page again. Please go to the login page again. I mean the login component. Okay. So there what I am declaring, I am going to declare user, set user message, and also navigate. All the things I have to declare here, right? So then what will happen? I want to first get this written. I want to get the all HTML elements. So what and all we are passing here, or what and all we are forming. We are forming like we are creating like email and password. We are creating like email and password. Here the name attribute is important. Whatever the name attribute, the value you have, the same value will be reflecting to your handle change event dot target dot name, right? So this handle change, whatever we see in the we saw in the register, the same thing will come almost, right? Same thing will come where this, so where this user is getting setted with the name. So here whatever we are passing email and password, that will come and sit here. And whatever the target value is there, that particular target value of this particular text field, that will come and sit here. So finally with this rest operator, what it will happen, it will form an object with whatever details you have given in the where form, right? So next is like I am going for the handle login. Once you are submitting this form, then where we are going for the handle login is a place where I am going to call my API. I am going to call my API, and based on the user role, I am navigating to the respective pages, right? So here you should understand one thing here. So here also we are going to we are going to call the API with login Axios. Okay, event dot prevent dot default, that is common, and set loading, set message. Okay, so and here I am going to put this API in the try block. Axios dot post, what and all we are posting here, we are posting email and password. So if you are seeing the here this login, there we are passing one is email and password. So what it will return finally, it will return the JWT token. What it will return, it will return the JWT token, right? So same thing here, I am going to get the whatever the response I got. If I am calling this response dot data, whatever the data you are having here, so that will be coming here. In that I am going to have the token variable as a key that I am going to get as a destructure, and what it is happening, that particular token I am going to store in my local storage. So first, whatever you are building, you have to build with the app.js. We have to create at least the routes. Then we have to come to the register part. We have to create the all means fields, and we have to create the user. Based on the user role, he will be navigating to the login his particular pages. So if his role is like from the login page, if his role is like some admin, he will be navigating to the admin route. So in the admin route, what and all are there means, here we can see here, right? So in the, if it is like admin, we are going to for the admin panel, that is next. Okay, so I don't want to go there. So for now the thing is like I have told like once we are calling this login, the token will be generated and it is stored in the local storage. I am setting in the local storage for the token key. I am actually passing or setting the token. So now you want to pass the same token, whatever JWT token is like generated, that particular token where you want to pass to the profile, and you should get the user role, right? You want to pass this to the this to the profile. So even if you are passing with the manager, the manager will get, you will get, if it is like an user you will get, if it is like a, so if it is like a admin, you will get the role as admin. So whatever role you have got here, so whatever this authentication, your bearer token you are passing, and also moving forward, okay, you are calling this axios.get, and you are going to get the role, right? Okay, so what you want to do, so you want to go for the you want to check the particular role, you want to check the particular role of the user, whether he is an admin or manager or not. If it is an admin, we are going to navigate to the admin. If it is a manager, we are going to navigate to the manager. If it is like a, if not both, we are going to go for the profile. So I am clear, I think, so, right? Hope, yeah. Yeah, that's all about this login component. The login component, or these two are, I mean, little, this will come with the auth controller. If you observe in the actually API I have discussed in the auth controller, whatever the APIs we have. So one is like login, one is for the register. So those two will be aligned to these two pages, right? So after this, what is our next step? So we have logged in, we got the particular resource, I mean particular role of the user, right? So then what we want to do, we are going for the admin page. So where is this admin page? It is there in the app.js. It will go for the admin. I am just taking as it as admin. So where it is passing to the admin panel. So what element it is triggering? Admin panel. We have to write at the admin panel thing first. Okay, so let us create here admin panel.js. Okay, so in the admin panel, we are going to, so first we will take the all the imports in the admin panel, where we have this generally React use effect and also use state, and whatever the material UI things are there, I am going to capture. Here we have to show the data of the users in the I mean table, right? So if you observe my first steps of the video, I have showed you the output. So for that I am building a table here, correct? So now after creating this, after importing them, I want to go to the admin panel component. In the admin panel component, I am going to again declare the users, because we have to get all the users and showcase I mean whoever they are logged in or actually registered to the admin, we want to show. That's our target, right? So let us go here. Okay. So and firstly we have to do the return. Why? Because return only, we will go from the return and we will take the events, and we will display the events, or we will trigger the events. Okay, So here nothing is there. This is very simple component. Okay. So here the thing is I am just taking the table body in the container. In the container, I am going to take the some paper kind of one material property, and I am going to have here admin panel, and I am going to have here managers. I will manage users. Okay. So these two I mean these two are the title level. So if it is loading, the loading is true, right? The loading is true, circular progress. If not true, I am going to call this table container. In the table container, I am going to have the table which is having table head and table body. In the table head, I am going to have the table cell, table row, table cell ID, email, and also ID, user, email, and role. And in the table body, whatever the users I am getting as an array of objects, I am going to iterate, and I will, based on the key, I am displaying them based on username, email, and role. Okay. So I hope I am clear there. So very next step. Okay. Very next step where I want to set the users. I want to set the users. So for that, I will go for the use effect. In the use effect, I will call the API. Okay, I will trigger the API. Okay, let me show you here. So in the use effect, here I have this fetch users. This fetch users is like going to pass. This fetch users is going to pass the local. We are going to pass the token, or we are going to get the token, whatever is set in the login page, right? So if it is token is not there, we are going back to the login. If it is there, it will come down and try capture this try block, right? In the try block, I am going to call the admin page. I am going to call the admin route. So there I am going to pass this token. There I am going to pass the token, and if the response is okay, if the response is okay, I am going to get this data. When I say get this data, what does it mean? So here I am going to get right the same thing. Okay, I think now it won't work because we are 1 hour is completed. That's why it won't work. What 1 hour? The expires in we saw in the JWT, right? That is the one. Okay, so let us take the token back. Then go for here, pass this. So whatever the users we have, so from the table, so the same information we are going to get where we are going to get here as a response. If it is okay, it means true, right? So if the response is okay, so which is nothing but true, and then it will go back to this. I mean go to this block, and it will send it will send the JSON to the data. If we go for data.users, there where we will get the all the users display all this array, right? So next, if not okay, then it will go back to the login page. That's how it is designed. If any error also, I am navigating back to the login, right? So that's the thing. So that's the thing here. So that's all about the users. Getting the users. Finally, this admin panel is done. Okay, is done almost, like we have covered. This is whatever users are there, we are going to pass to the map section, and we are going to get everything. you have to ensure this ID, username, email, and role, whatever is there, that should be equal to your whatever the keys you are passing, right? Otherwise, what it will happen, it won't load and or it will show null values, okay, or it will give the error. You have to always pass the correct keys. Otherwise, it will not get the exact data, right? So yeah, first is this is like from where we went from the admin. Okay, once we log in, we are navigating to the admin as a if your role is an admin. So if your role is a manager, then we are going to navigate to the manager part. In the manager part, okay, in the manager, we have to take one more file that is like manager panel.js. So what does this manager panel.js contain? So here also almost same. We are going to get the React components and declare the manager panel. And also I am creating a variable that is like reports loading. We are making the loading as true initially. Okay. So if not, it will load the component. Then we are going to declare the use navigate, which is from the React router down. Okay, clear? So now I am going to go for the return. I am going to do the return. In the return, what will be there? Some tape. We whatever the if you remember, we have here the manager access where we have these reports, right? So this will be triggered, right? Okay, so here in the manager panel we have a paper, and then on that paper we have this typographies manager panel typography, and also loading. If the loading is not success, then if it is true, circular progress, which is nothing but that round kind of gif will generate. If not, I am going to capture this list. In the list, I am going to capture this reports. Where is this reports coming from? That should be coming from your use effect, right? So use effect Axios. So let me bring that also for you. So here you are going to get the component, and if there is no token, I am going to navigate back to the login. And also if it is the try block, what will happen? I am going to call the manager with the bearer token. Okay, so if the once we are getting the the response, which is nothing but this one. Okay, so all this one, so we are getting the response. We are going to set the reports. Now the data will be available in the report state variable. So once it is available there, then what we are going to do, we are going to pass it to this map, and we are going to generate the reports, right? So that's what it will happen here in the reports. We are not going to do much here. We are going to call the API, and we are going to display the data. That's it. So hello guys, now we will see about the profile. In the profile, actually we are going to create the form. So first let us create the profile. Okay, so where I am going to import React use effect use state, and also I am going to take the Axios, navigate from the React router DOM, and material related properties. Okay, so now I am going for the class, same class like profile class I am taking. So in the profile class, what I want to ensure, first I want to call the users, and also I want to call the user profile API. I want to call the user profile API where I am going to pass the bearer token, and also I am actually I am giving here email, username, and also role. So that particular username, role, and also email, whatever are there, they are going to email, username, and role they are going to get from the user. And based on that, yeah, actually in the form we are going to update the profile. So that part also actually we are going to handle. So whatever we are doing here, this is only for the display purpose of the user. This is only for the display purpose of the user. Okay. So let us start taking the variables. So initially I will take the variables. They are like this. Okay. So okay. Yes, sorry, I think there is some mistake there. So yeah. So one is like user, set user, and also loading, and also like edit data, and also like set message and navigate. In the use effect, I am going to call the API. In the use effect, I am going to call the API. Okay. So here I am going to call this fetch profile again. That fetch profile is going to as it is what I mentioned in the previous steps. So one is like I am getting the token, and also if the token is not there, I am going for the login. And if the here the try catch block is there, in the try catch block we are going to have the Axios call where I am going to call this profile. In the set users where I have res.data, and I am going to call the data from this response, and I am going to set the users. So very next point is like I am going to edit the data. I can also edit the data user.name where I have res.data.username and password, whatever I am filling, that has to be updated in the edit data. Edit data is nothing but one of the object I have taken. So that will be updated based on whatever I am actually entering in the text boxes. So where are those text boxes? That will be there in the return. In the return, I am going to mention in the return, I am going to mention one is like this card. See here the card content where I have typography as an header, and if the loading is false, then it will come for this block. And here I am going to, and also here I am going to give the email and also username and role. So this will be displayed from the user variable. Where is this user variable located? That is located here in the set user, where where I am setting it from the Axios call, right? So likewise, I am going to get the user.email, I know username, and also user.role. So if we see in the Postman also, we can able to see that all the details. Okay, ID, email, and also username. If we are passing the token of the manager, or if we are passing the token of the user, or if we are passing the token of the admin, that respective details will be available for us. Okay. So now, so we are going to get this all here. Up to here it is done. So next, edit profile. Here nothing I am doing. I am just updating the information locally. So whatever data I am giving, like name and password, the form I am, so they will be updated by the handle change. This handle change is one of the arrow function I created. In the handle change, I am going to get this event.target.name, event.target.value. Okay, so I am going to I mean, whatever the user comes, username comes, an email comes, or role comes, all the time this edit data will be updated. Not as role. Here we have only two. One is like username and also password. They will be updated. Okay, and once we are submitting this handle update. Okay, in that case, what will happen? It will go and update the table, right? So here, if we see here that here like handle update, in the handle update where I'm going to pass this is okay, in the handle update I am going to pass this profile, and in the uh, I mean this edit data. In the edit data, I am going to have username and password where I am going to have token, right? So the profile is updated. Now, once I click on the update, the profile will be updated successfully here. This is going to get the data. So this is going to get the, I mean, we are doing the post call. In the post call, we are going to update the profile. We are not going to get any response since it is not in get call. We are doing only a put call. We are going to update it. That's it. Okay. So finally, there is one more step that is like logout. So if the person is giving the logout here itself, then the person where he want to go, he want to navigate to the login page. Okay, so and also the token will be removed from the local storage. Okay, this is how this will happen. Okay, this is how it will happen. So that's about the profile. So in the profile, what we have done, we have actually called the profile of the particular person, whether it is an admin, user, or manager, and we are actually displaying it in the HTML. We are actually displaying it. We are doing this edit profile, but yeah, this is just like to update the information of the username and password. Okay, that's all about here. So we have done the profile manager panel, and also we have done the admin panel also. Okay, so all these are done. So I think register is also done. Profile is also done. Login is also done. Index also we have created. Okay, and also like see the app.js also is updated. Okay, and also admin panel is also updated, right? So all are done. So let us run this code. Okay, so I think this is the time, right? Okay. Control C. Let's just give npm space start. So when we run the system, so when we run the application, we are running with the npm start. So it is like running in the localhost 3000 localhost. So after that, I ran the application. So I ran the application with the npm start. So once I ran the application with the npm start, and the front end and also back end also already it is in the up and running state. Okay. So now what will happen? So now the view will be available for us in the UI. Okay. So let us see that view. So we go back, and if you want to register something, so where you can able to register, for example, user one at you know um, .com, and one more. So user one role I am mentioning as user. Just register. It will make you to it will pull you to the next screen. That's what we saw in the register module. So and also here we have the info.com. So where we have VARCHAR1. So once again we are going for the user. We will see the user profile. Same way, same kind. So if you want to see the APIs also, if you want to see the APIs also, you can just check this one. Once I am log out, then it will go back. So I have one more that is like admin. The admin is also like once we log in with the admin is also this email is having the admin role. So where we can able to see all the data which is coming from the database. So whatever there here in the DB, the same thing will be available for you in the admin panel. And if you go for the manager panel, where you can able to see manager details, and profile panel, where you can see able to see your profile alone, the template, whatever the user is having, that we are going to use here. So if we are logging in as per the manager with the manager profile, which is like role is the manager, then he can able to see only the manager panel. So once ever we are logging in, all the time the APIs will be calling, and also data will be available for us. The response will be coming back to us, right? So this is what will happen. So now, okay. So all this step is done. Here the thing is done. So next we will implement. So we will implement the Axios call. We will replace the Axios call with Redux. Okay, we will implement the Axios call with the Redux for the users, for the admin. Okay, so let us move ahead. Now let us take the Redux. First, we have to take the Redux folder. We have to take this Redux folder where we have under the SRC. Okay. So what and all we need to create here. So we need to create first of all slice. In the slice, we are going to create the reducers. Okay. We will declare the states, then we are going to declare the reducers. I am going to create here fetch user request reducer, fetch user success, as well as fetch user failure. So under the Redux, first I should have the slices folder. Okay, slices folder. And under again one more folder I should have, that is saga folder. So whatever slices are there, we are going to build a saga call, which is nothing but an API call. Right? Okay, with the yield we are going to call it, right? So next, let us go for the admin slice. Here I am going to prepare the admin slice. Okay. Admin and slide.js. So here we can able to see the create slice, which I am going to get from the Redux toolkit. And also here here I am creating the two objects. One is like initial state, one more is like reducer. Here the name is there, right? This is the real state of this Redux. So where under this admin root only, I mean subsequent states will be variables will be available. Okay, like actually user. Okay,
So here we are going to have one more, that is one more like reducers. In the reducer, we are going to have three things. Okay, every time for every API, you should create at least three requests. One is like to get the success data, failure data, and also exact data. Exact exact data in the sense you are going to get the data from the request and also loading. Success data in the sense where you are going to, uh, where you are going to get the payload of the particular API. Payload means what? Payload means the response. Okay. So that particular response where you are going to store in the users. So where these users come from, that is coming from the initial state, right? So that is what, so that is why we have actually declared, all these states. Okay. So once we are creating these three, if it is a failure, it will go for the false, and there will be error in the, error will be appearing in the state. If it is like, if the data is available and the loading will become false, obviously loading will become false. Why? Because once the loading is done, only the API will be called. So every time we will have, for all of this, we have two things. One is state and action. For this, at least for this success and failure. Okay. Initially, the loading will be true and also error will be null. Once it is success only, or once the API is called only, we are going to get, get from the, we are going to get the data in the action dot payload. So I will show you how we are going to use it in the, Saga. Okay. So next, I am going to export. One more, the things like fetch, user request, users failure, success, users request, users failure. I am going to, export all of this with admin.slice. What is this admin.slice? That is my create slice dot actions, means all of these actions. Okay, means success, all everything. I am going to make all of this as in destructuring. I am going to get all of these functions. Then I am going to export this reducer. Whatever the slice is having, the slice will be having the reducer inbuilt. So that will be available. That will be passing the reducers. That will be passing the reducers to the entire application wherever we are calling. So this part is fine. Okay. Next, we will see the saga. Saga is also one of the important part. In the saga, what I will do is admin saga.js. So what is the case here? Here we are going to, prepare the saga call, which is like going to have the API call. Okay. So here we have to take the, call, put, and take latest imports. These are from the saga effects. And whatever we have exported in the slice, that should be coming to the admin saga here, and where, and also where we are getting that, all the slices, like fetch user request, success, and failure. So next, I am going to create a generator function. This is a generator function, as you should be aware with the JavaScript. So next, I am going for a try catch block. In that, I am going to get the token. If the token is available, I am going to call this admin user, and once the response is taken, from the response I am going to fetch the users. So what I will get here, I will get all the users, right? I will get all the users. See, if you see all of these users, right? That will be available for me, all of this block of the users, right? So 1, 2, 3, so everything will be, I have totally 5. They will be available as per the DB. Okay. So now I am going to actually request, I have to watch this particular saga call with the request. For that, again, I have to prepare one more generator function with the yield. So remember all the time with this yield call only, we are going to trigger the API or get the responses. They are just like return. So if something is returning only one time, then we have to use what return variable. If some function is returning more than one at a time, or sequentially we are getting multiple outputs. In that case, what we have to use? Yield. That is the generator functionality, right? So here we are going to again take one more generator function. I am going to attach. I am going to take latest of the saga to the request type. So what is meant by fetch? I mean attaching here all the time, whatever this API is like generating, or this API is like getting the data, or this API is like having the updates. So updates of the data that will be, all the time available for this reducer, right? So that is the meaning of this. Next, we will go for the root saga. We have to create in the SRC root saga. You have to put this here in the reducer. Always remember if the Redux. Always remember everything should be there inside the Redux. Don't put outside. Everything, whatever you are declaring regarding the Redux, that should be available inside this Redux folder. Okay. In this Redux saga, we are going to watch the fetch users functionality, whatever we have written here. Okay. So yield all. We are going to use yield all functionality. Okay. So where I am going to get all from the effects and also root saga. In the root saga, function I am giving yield all watch fetch users. Where it is coming from, it is I'm just calling this, all the time to actually listen, right? Watch fetch user should listen to the specific Redux action and handle time. Whenever there is a change, this particular watch users, watch fetch users will be updated all the time. Okay, so yield all, it will run multiple sagas concurrently. It can be one. Tomorrow I am adding one more. I just need to give enter, and then I just need to some add. Suppose if it is profile, I need to give here profile. So whatever you are doing the same flow. If you want to apply, you want to replace any access, well, the same flow you want to apply. Okay. So now, we are watching it. That is fine now. The final thing is we have to create the store. In the store, I am going to first import all of this. One is like we are going to take configure store from the ReduxJs toolkit. We are going to create the middleware saga. create saga middleware admin reducer. Where we are going to get this? We are going to get this from the slice. So if you are searching this one inside the admin reducer, it won't be there. Why? Because that this is equivalent to whatever you are giving here. Okay, so you are exporting this, but while you are importing, you have to import like this. Okay, and like an admin reducer. Okay, so if okay, so if you are going to the admin slice, okay, so here whatever the admin is there, so that's first of all admin slice dot reducer you want to give, but while you are importing whatever the name is there for that, what is the name is there for that, you are going to attach the reducer, and you are going to give the root saga from the root saga call. So this is like whatever we have here, that is like root saga, but where it is fetching all the time the users and updating the information of what, information of the users API, right? Admin API, which is like getting the users. So that's the case. So next I am preparing the saga middleware. In the saga middleware, I'm going to get the functionality like this. Just declaring the variable. So we have to ensure things like this. Okay, we are going to use the configure store from ReduxToolKit, and we are going to register the reducers, which is like admin reducer. We are disabling the thunk since the saga is used instead, and we are going to add the saga middleware to handle the asynchronous flows. Asynchronous means what? Parallel execution of the all the APIs, all the saga calls. Okay, so let us put here the store. In the store again, I have this store. I'm going to create the configure store, that is from the Redux toolkit, and reducer. I'm going to take here admin and admin reducer middleware. What is the what is the middleware? By get default middleware. Okay, get the default middleware. So which is like we are going to make the thunk as false, and also concatenate saga middleware. This saga middleware is like our whatever the create middleware, we have got it from the Redux saga. Okay, so yeah, and here, so this is how we have to build the middleware with the thunk as false. If the thunk is true, then it is in separate design. I am making it as like thunk as false, so that saga calls will come to the picture. So finally, I want to make the uh, saga middleware to run whatever. This will start the root saga, which listens for dispatched Redux actions. And again, finally, I want to export the store. So if you ask me where we are going to take this or build this you know um, store, we are going to use it in the provider for the app.js. Okay, in the app.js, we are going to actually inject this information. No, not app.js. In the index.js, we are going to inject the store. Okay, so let me go to the index.js. I didn't yet call. I didn't yet call the. Saga information. Uh, Saga call for the admin. I am just preparing the environment. One is like first slice you have to create. Then what you have to create? You want to create the Saga, and you have to give the call. Whatever the function call you have, that you have to mention, and you have to take the root Saga and watch the users all the time, which is there in the Saga. Take latest. Next, you are going for the store, and where you are creating the middleware, and you are passing the reducer for the admin admin state. Okay, this reducer is nothing but your reducer of the slice. This one you have to export it like this: admin slice dot reducer. Okay, admin slice is your variable, right? So this Redux is the setup is done. Okay, but you want to inject the store. You want to inject the store to to the app via provider. Okay, so finally I have to take two variable two imports here. I want to take two imports here, and I am going to wrap this app. I am going to wrap this app with provider. Okay. So now the store, whatever I am getting from the Redux store, that is going to be attached all the time with the app. So here, I am going to connect the Redux store to the entire app. Okay, and also allowing the components to access the Redux state using use selector and use dispatch. That is our part. We have to do it in the component level. Okay, so by doing this, what we can do, what is happening, it will allow the components to access Redux state using use selector and use dispatch. Okay, so we didn't call this set. I So we have to update the package.json. So I'm going to update the package.json, which is there with the client information. So once I am updating here, I am giving like Redux Saga, and also I am giving here React Redux. Okay, so those two. Let me end this npm space. So let that will be running. Okay. So let us go ahead with the implementation. Okay. So in the admin panel, we are going to first, take the React Redux. Let me go to the admin panel and take this dispatch, use dispatch and use selector. And also what I am doing, I am going to take the slice here. Okay. And also I am taking the use dispatch. I am taking to one variable. And finally, whatever users are there, I am going to get it. I am going to get those users via the users like this. Okay. No, this and all not required. Okay. We are not going to use them at all. So I am going to take here the use dispatch and use dispatch, and I'm going to dispatch the action, right? So next, initially with the use effect, I am going to call. Earlier it was there. What was there here? Earlier we were having the Axios call. Sorry, navigate is Axios call, and also navigate to the login. So we are going to replace this with the use effect fetch users request. So next, the whatever the users are there, that will be taken from this state admin. With the destructuring, I am going to take the all the users. Okay, so I will show you this in the Redux extension so that you will have more idea. Whatever the users, the same thing here, whatever users having the properties, they will be displayed one after the other. Okay, so now let me run this. So once I run the app, so I can able to find this in the admin panel. So where the saga call is happening and the data is also where we are getting it, right? So now if I am logging out, I'm showing you again. So once I'm logging in, then the users will be available to showcase or display, right? So if we are going for this Redux Dev Toolkits extension, so this Redux Dev Toolkits we have to actually install as a Google Chrome extension. And once you click on this, where we can able to find how the Redux is, undergoing the changes. So here we can able to see once it is success. So where are these fetch user request, fetch users success, which are there? They are the reducers. They are the reducers of the where of the slice In the initial request time, since the loading is here this time, this is the loading is true. At that point of time, the users are empty. If we are going for the users, success, there we can able to find the users, and this is having the real data, whatever there the data you have in the DB. Okay, so that particular information we are going to grab and display here in the admin panel, where we are getting all this information we are getting in the users. Here there are some. Okay, so let me show you here. So here we have users under the state as admin. So that's how here we under the state of admin we have the users where we got the data. So that is all what about the implementation of this Redux toolkit along with the admin panel. So this is a replacement of the Which, yeah, yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I have covered in this video many important things: role-based authentication, and also navigation, and also the implementation of the Redux toolkit, right? So I want you people to take a laptop and whatever the code I have done, you can code it. If you are a fresher, if you are an experienced person, you can go through the navigation links or the timelines I will give in the description. So you can have some, one kind of revise or something. So if you are attending some interviews, right? So this video is like one of the best way to understand and also to implement the authorization with the Redux toolkit and state management. So I'm so thank I am thank I thank people who are watching my videos. Thank you very much.